Oh, we're just chilling.
In our geriatric bed.
Yeah.
This bed vibrates.
They tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them how much lithium
Britney Spears too. I mean, look at
they
what
would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah. So look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now. You can see there's not much of her left.
I honestly like to sue my family, to be totally honest with you. I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me, instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them. I want to be able to be heard on what they did to me. By making me keep this in for so long is not good for my heart. I've been so angry and I cry every day.
Kanye West didn't just call out the Kardashians. He dropped a bomb that stunned the entire internet within minutes. 1 second, the Kardashians were smiling in a video with Britney Spears, acting like long-lost friends. And the next, Kanye jumped online and accused them of being tied to one of the darkest scandals in modern pop culture. And this time, he didn't speak in riddles or vague hints. He claimed that the Kardashians didn't just know about Britney's conservatorship, they allegedly profited from it. Not a little, but over $200 million. And he said he had details the public had never heard before. Fans already suspected that something about the Kardashians' relationship with Lou Taylor, the woman behind Britney's conservatorship, felt off, but Kanye's claims pushed the entire situation into territory nobody expected. Because according to him, Britney wasn't the only target. He said he was nearly pulled into the same system, the same trap, the same machine built to control and quietly drain a celebrity until there's nothing left to fight with. And if Kanye was telling the truth, then the Kardashians weren't just innocent bystanders in a Hollywood mess. They were allegedly positioned right in the center of it. Before Kanye ever spoke up, the foundation of this entire story was built on what happened to Britney Spears back in 2008. Overnight, one of the most powerful entertainers in the world lost control of her money, her decisions, and her freedom. The conservatorship that shaped the next 13 years of her life didn't appear out of thin air. It was carefully constructed by people who stood to gain from her silence. At the center of it all was Lou Taylor, the Hollywood manager whose name kept resurfacing in documents, investigations, and testimonies. According to multiple reports, Britney's father, Jamie Spears, allegedly received a $40,000 loan from Lou, and that debt became the seed of something much darker. The conservatorship was designed to be the repayment plan. Jamie would regain far more than what he owed, millions in fact, and Lou would collect her share by controlling the flow of Britney's finances. Britney's own mother later wrote that the idea of the conservatorship was discussed while Britney was hospitalized, long before the public realized how serious the situation was. Fans always wondered who else had benefited from that arrangement, and as investigators dug deeper, a disturbing pattern began to form, one that pointed straight toward the Kardashian empire. When people first speculated about a Kardashian link to Britney's conservatorship, it sounded like just another internet theory, until court documents started telling a very different story. Between 2020 and 2021, filings revealed Lou Taylor listed as the agent for service of process for multiple Kardashian-Jenner companies. That meant if any of those businesses faced legal trouble, the paperwork went straight to Lou. And this wasn't some small, unrelated detail. The companies included Kim's KKW Fragrance, Kylie's King Kylie LLC, Kris Jenner's Family Foundation, Kendall's A18 Tequila, and even Travis Scott's Cactus Jack brand. The deeper fans looked, the more it appeared that Lou and the Kardashians shared not just professional ties, but financial infrastructure. That's when allegations began circulating that Britney's money, managed through Lou Taylor's company, Tristar, may have been funneled into Kardashian ventures. Some investigators claimed Britney's funds were quietly used to boost Kylie Cosmetics at a time when the brand was skyrocketing. Others pointed out that Kim bought a mansion in cash right after key transactions involving Tristar. Nothing was proven in court, but the timing raised eyebrows everywhere. If these claims were true, it meant the Kardashians didn't just benefit from Lou's management. They may have directly profited from Britney's trapped financial state. As whispers grew louder, independent journalists and online investigators began piecing together timelines, transactions, and corporate ties. One of the most vocal voices was journalist Liz Crokin, who released a detailed breakdown claiming the Kardashians didn't quietly benefit from Britney's conservatorship. They allegedly walked away with hundreds of millions. According to her findings, Some estimates suggested the profit wasn't just $200 million, but closer to $600 million once all the hidden channels and business boosts were added up. She pointed out that Kylie Jenner's cosmetics empire expanded unusually fast during the exact period Britney's finances were tightly controlled by Tristar. Crokin also highlighted Kim's cash purchase of a mansion immediately following key financial movements connected to Lou Taylor, suggesting these weren't coincidences but carefully coordinated outcomes. Fans also noted the hypocrisy in the Kardashians' public support for the Free Britney movement. While they were liking posts and sharing messages online, Kris Jenner was still inviting Lou Taylor to private events, including her birthday party. This made supporters feel like the Kardashians were playing both sides, publicly siding with Britney while privately maintaining their relationship with the woman at the center of her suffering. And just when the internet thought the story couldn't escalate further, the focus shifted to other celebrities who may have nearly fallen into the same trap. The more investigators examined Lou Taylor's network, the clearer it became that Britney might not have been the only target. Rumors surfaced that Lindsay Lohan was once on the radar for a similar setup, but her father reportedly pushed back fiercely, preventing the plan from moving forward. That revelation alone made people question how many other celebrities had been evaluated, approached, or quietly pressured. But the most explosive allegation came from Kanye West himself. He claimed that the same machine that trapped Britney had nearly been used against him, this time with alleged cooperation from members of the Kardashian family. According to Kanye, doctors were prepared to diagnose him with conditions he says he didn't have, stacking paperwork that could justify placing him under a conservatorship. The goal? To medicate him heavily, particularly with lithium, until he lost the ability to question anything happening around him. Kanye spoke openly about refusing the medication and called out the people involved, saying he wouldn't be alive or coherent today if he had followed their demands. His claims echoed Britney's testimony, where she described being forced onto high doses of lithium as a way to break her down. The similarities weren't just unsettling, they were undeniable. As people dug deeper into the Kardashians' relationship with Lou Taylor, another strange connection surfaced: Kris Jenner's California Community Church. On paper, it looked like a small private place of worship, but fans quickly noticed details that didn't add up. Membership reportedly required a $1,000 monthly fee, and the Kardashian-Jenner family were said to give over 10% of their earnings as tithes. For a group of billionaires, those numbers raised questions. Critics wondered whether the church functioned less like a spiritual community and more like a discrete financial channel that benefited from religious tax exemptions. Then came the unsettling part. Investigators noticed that some of the same business entities tied to Lou Taylor also had overlapping timelines with donations, tax filings, and corporate movements involving the church. Nothing in the documents was outright illegal, but the structure looked unusual, almost too perfect for quietly shifting large amounts of money without public scrutiny. For fans who already believed Britney's finances had been manipulated for years, this pattern felt like another red flag. To them, it appeared that Lou Taylor wasn't just a manager, she was at the center of a network built on control, loyalty, and financial power. And Kanye's next accusation made people wonder if he had seen far more than anyone realized. When Kanye finally spoke out, he didn't hold back or soften his words. He claimed the Kardashians weren't just connected to Lou Taylor, they were actively participating in a system designed to control people, especially the ones who threatened the family's image or business. In a series of now infamous posts, Kanye accused the Kardashians of exploiting their relationships, manipulating narratives, and using their children and partners as pieces in a larger strategy. He even alleged that members of the family had signed off on actions that went far beyond what the public believed, hinting at deeper secrets and decisions made behind closed doors. One of the most disturbing claims he made involved his children. Kanye wrote that he was convinced they were being pulled into an environment he described in harsh, censored terms, warning fans that they had no idea what happened behind the scenes. He also repeated his belief that a damaging tape from years ago wasn't leaked by accident, that higher-ups in the family allegedly approved it for personal gain. These statements shocked fans, not only because of how raw and direct they were, but because they aligned too closely with patterns people already suspected. Kanye wasn't just ranting. He was telling the world he had seen the machinery from the inside. Just when the allegations were gaining traction, something happened that made the internet freeze. Out of nowhere, Britney Spears appeared in a lighthearted video with the Kardashians, lounging on a vibrating geriatric bed and laughing beside them. The moment felt bizarre, almost surreal, especially considering everything fans believed the Kardashians had done behind the scenes. People expected Britney to avoid anyone connected to Lou Taylor, Yet here she was, smiling next to the very family accused of benefiting from her years of struggle. The reactions were immediate. Some thought Britney looked uncomfortable, while others believed she had no idea about the alleged history linking her finances to Kardashian ventures. Many questioned why the Kardashians would post the video at such a sensitive time, right when Kanye's accusations were resurfacing. To fans, the timing didn't feel accidental. It felt strategic, as if the Kardashians wanted to present themselves as allies, hoping to rewrite public perception before more information came out. Comment sections filled with theories. Did the Kardashians reach out to Britney to save face? Were they trying to regain control of a narrative slipping away from them? Or were they positioning themselves close to her for a reason only they understood? Whatever the intent, the internet wasn't buying it. With every new detail, the situation became less about isolated scandals and more about a pattern, one where the Kardashians always seemed to appear at the center of powerful networks, financial shifts, and personal crises involving other celebrities. Fans began asking the question that tied everything together. What are the Kardashians really doing behind the scenes? Their empire isn't just built on reality TV and makeup lines. It's built on relationships, contracts, alliances, and quiet partnerships that most people never hear about. And when a figure like Lou Taylor appears repeatedly in those connections, the story becomes impossible to ignore. Public opinion has changed dramatically in recent years. What used to be seen as a glamorous, polished family brand is now viewed by many as a machine, one that protects itself at all costs. So when Britney suddenly appeared beside them as if everything were normal, it didn't reassure people. It made them more suspicious. Why now? Why her? Why this moment? To viewers, it felt like an attempt to rewrite the narrative before more accusations surfaced, or before Kanye revealed even more details he hinted he was holding back. In the end, fans realized the truth might be far more complicated than anyone expected. And if even a fraction of these claims are real, then the Kardashians' involvement in Britney's story is only the surface of something much deeper. Looking back at everything, from the origins of Britney's conservatorship to the tangled web of companies, managers, churches, and celebrity relationships, it's clear this story is nowhere near as simple as it first appeared. What began as quiet financial paperwork turned into a years-long battle for control, freedom, and truth. And the more people examined the connections, the more the Kardashians' involvement shifted from rumor to a pattern that felt impossible to dismiss. Their ties to Lou Taylor, the timing of their major business moves, the unusual financial channels, and their sudden public closeness to Britney all painted a picture that raised more questions than answers. Kanye's decision to speak out only pushed the conversation further, forcing fans to reconsider everything they thought they knew about Hollywood power structures. Whether you believe every allegation or simply see troubling coincidences, it's undeniable that these stories shine a light on how quickly influence can be used to manipulate lives behind closed doors. At the end of the day, Britney's story isn't just a cautionary tale for celebrities, it's a reminder of how fragile autonomy can be when powerful people stand to gain from someone else's silence, and the public is finally watching closely enough to see what happens next.